Hey, what's poppin' YouTube, man? It's Vumbi back again with another reaction, man. You know, in the saga of Drake and Kendrick, man. It's, I'm not even calling it like another chapter, man. We are just flipping pages within the story, bro. Anyways, man, Pusha T flames Drake and speaks on his UMG lawsuit after losing to Kendrick Lamar. Once again, if it's your first time over here, man, we're trying to hit, the road to 1,000. So do me a favor, please hit the subscribe button and, leave your thoughts and comments in the section. So this is what's going on. Pusha T, you guys know Pusha T basically got rid of Drake. The story of Adidon, and that song, crazy diss track. So we're finna hear what his opinion was. Let's get to it.
YouTube Chicks. Get ready. You know what
and go if you're not already subscribed to Chiggs, man, y'all go ahead and do that, man. He got a lot of good videos like these.
Salute to Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth, appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Aw, man, enough is enough, you guys. At this point, I'm starting to feel bad for Drake. And I get it. Some of you guys do not rock with Drake, so I'm sure a lot of you guys are enjoying watching his downfall. But let's not forget the man that gave us constant summer bops every goddamn year for the last 10 years. Every single day, somebody new is coming out and speaking out against Drake, whether it's him losing to Kendrick in their beef battle earlier this year, or Drake suing UMG after losing to Kendrick in the battle. Next up, we got Pusha T. Now, who else would know Drake better than somebody who he's actually gone back and forth with on records? And also, the first person to actually lay down the blueprint on how to beat Drake. Earlier today, Pusha T had an event in Miami, and you guys knew they would ask him how he felt about Kendrick and Drake beef. Not only does he explain how Kendrick was actually able to beat Drake, but Pusha also snuck in a couple shots at Drake. Here's what he said.
Do you agree with the people that Kendrick won the battle?
1,000%.
Yep.
How did he do it? And then we'll get to your part, because he talked about you, but I want to let you speak on it in general first.
I think that Kendrick is a lyricist, and a lyricist that talks to your soul. Like, you can be clever, you can say cute things, you can do things in cadences and so on and so forth, right? But the truth really hurts. And the truth like cuts deep. And I think what Kendrick was doing was really talking to his soul. I believe that. And I believe that's, that would cause you to tap out, that'll cause you to sue, that'll cause you to do a lot of things. It's crazy.
Now, I hope nobody is actually surprised.
Hey, man. I mean, nobody's surprised, but, which side he's on, of course. But with the whole thing of, like, Kendrick, talking to his soul, you're not, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I'm not the biggest Drake fan. I've never been the biggest, supporter of his music. He's a good artist, regardless of whether he writes his music or not. That there's still a lot of stuff that goes into, making records consistently, having the right team of people writing for you, or the recording process and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that still goes into all that to make a song go crazy. So he's still respected outside of, like, the streets and that type of music, just from a pop star type of thing, because most pop stars don't even write their own music. But anyways, in a rap beef, I don't think you're gonna beat a Drake talking about how much money you got, how much, how many bitches you got, how many, a lot of, materialistic things you got. You're not going to beat Drake like that, because you're playing in his playground, and he's going to, unless you, like, a crazy MC on that type of a level, you're not going to beat him at that. Which is why this angle of, talking to the guy, so who are you outside of all this shit? If you was to remove everything, if you was to remove all the Versace, all the, all of the money, all of the cars, all of the bitches, all of the fame, who are you? That's the angle that he's talking about. When Kendrick was talking about, FUBU has never been your collection. You never, basically saying it was never one of us to start with. And that's gonna hit way harder because at the end of the day, you can fabricate a reality of like, hey, this is what I am to other people or all of your yes men around you. But when you go and it's at night and you look yourself in the mirror and you listen to those words that Kendrick Lamar was saying to you, you know what he's saying is true, and you can't, you can't lie to yourself and try to convince yourself otherwise. And that's how he was able to be beat. That's why he's so insecure about a lot of these things, because he knows that it's true. We know that it's true. And Drake has never really been respected like that in the streets, or like from people who play that kind of music. They've always, like, hey, his music, come on, and they vibe to it. But a lot of people, especially after that Meek Mill thing, and I don't know how, like, maybe it's Meek who fumbled that whole beef. I gotta revisit that. But it's like, yo, the whole Ghost Rider angle, he could have won that battle with that angle, like. But it's just Drake made the bigger song. People fucked with Drake, and he made that back-to-back song. But hey,
at these shots from Pusha to Drake. After their beef, Pusha has made it clear that Drake is a lifelong enemy to him, and he really rocks with Kendrick too. But I will say this, looking back on Drake and Kendrick's beef, it was really close until Not Like Us came out. If you guys go back and revisit some of those Drake records, Euphoria, 616 in LA, Family Matters, there was a whole lot of lyrics in those records, not just cadences and catchy hooks like Pusha was trying to allude to. With that being said, I still think the Drake UMG lawsuit is still some of the most lamest shit he's ever done.
Yeah.
If Drake doesn't file that UMG lawsuit and just lets everything die down and go away, I think by this time next year, Drake would have definitely been back on top after Kendrick is done with his tours. But
I mean, I don't know. Drake could still make all his pop songs. Drake can continue to do that. I feel like he should have just stepped away, maybe a year or two. Step away, go to Jamaica or some shit. I don't know. Go do one of those accents over there. Go do something. But it's like, me personally, I just think like after this rap beef, people don't want to hear anything like, and he's saying that the rap battle was close until Kendrick dropped Not Like Us. Nah, I feel like the rap battle was over after Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams, honestly. Like, I don't, like, to me, like, if Kendrick didn't drop Not Like Us, to me, I still would have gave it to Kendrick, because like it just made no sense how even after that, and the Hard Part 6, Drake was basically on the defensive. Like, yo, once a rapper starts to get on the defensive and they start defending the shit that they are, you're kind of beat. You kind of beat, and you start to kind of be like, no, this isn't who I am. No, how about you go and prove this and that and that. And then a lot of, from what I've seen, is a lot of like Drake fans are like, oh yeah, Kendrick got to prove the whole baby thing. Yeah, Drake, you also got to prove the whole angle of Kendrick Lamar beating on his wife and the kid being Dave Freeze. It works both ways. If they both lied, Kendrick told a bigger lie, had a bigger impact, and a much more powerful song. That's how he won the beef. But anyways,
but now you got people looking at you like a sore loser, all because you lost a rap battle. Even Charlemagne, who's been working in radio the past 20 years, he even sees how contradictory this lawsuit is.
Everybody benefits from probably bots. Everybody benefits from, relationships with radio. Everybody benefits from relationships with streaming services, and these major labels have them. So when you are an artist that has a song that's taking off, of course they're going to put some juice behind it. Now, I don't think Not Like Us needed that in any way, shape, or form.
I don't think so.
Not Like Us is a cultural phenomenon.
Huge.
But guess what did need it? Tootsie fucking Slide. Guess what did need it? Slime You Out.
Ugh.
Guess what else did need it?
Wait, and they both got it, and both of those records still didn't go
And
nowhere.
yes, they did go number one.
Yeah, like on paper, but not in the real
That's
world.
my point. You really think Tootsie Slide was a number one, Drake? Get the fuck out of here. You think Slime Me Out was a number one? Get the fuck out of
Is
here.
this what it's like when white people complain about racism?
What?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Essentially,
Now you're really about to piss Kendrick off.
No, you're complaining about a system that you benefited from.
You're complaining about a system. Ooh. I get it.
That's
You said when white people complain about racism.
Yeah.
But when do they complain about racism?
All the time. Well, because I mean, in the past,
No, the angle is that they complain because they don't get to live it, so they don't think it exists. I think that's the angle he's trying to come from. Like, hey, when black people complain about racism to white people, it's like, oh yeah, you guys are just complaining because they don't have to deal with it on the daily. So to them, it doesn't really have as much of an impact as to somebody who faces it every day.
few years, you've heard a lot of reverse racism.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is reverse racism that's affecting us.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's like, oh, now all of a sudden,
Absolutely.
you had no problem with it when it was holding these other people down, oppressing these other people, and limiting their opportunities. The second it seems to be doing to you, now it's this huge problem. That's kind of what Drake is doing.
No, it's not kind of. It's absolutely what Drake is doing.
So it's the most Caucasian thing he could do.
And it's true. That's very true. And it's fucking up. And it's not a comeback, right? Like, the guy is in Australia. Somebody, I think B-Dot sent me something earlier. He had like over 250,000 people in the queue.
But that's
trying to buy tickets.
I think that's a really okay.
He's been the most streamed artist every month.
Listen, man, you guys get in the comments below. What do you guys think about what Pusha said about Drake? And also, are you guys starting to feel sorry for Drake just a little bit? Push comments below.
I don't feel sorry for that motherfucker one bit. I don't feel sorry for him at all. I've heard, like, through the Joe Budden podcast, a lot of different artists, you know, talking about how shady this dude is. He's been sleeping with other people's baby mamas, sleeping with their girls and all this kind of shit. And I'm pretty sure everybody's, like, fucked up in their own way. But damn, to them, you know, I heard he was talking about Metro Boomin and how, like, I think after Metro Boomin's mom passed, he was like, hey, so what, she passed? I still need my beats. Like, to me, that just tells you everything about this nigga, bro. And it just tells you about his morals and where he comes from. But outside of that, man, if you guys want to see more of these type of reactions, man, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. We try to reach 1,000. And then outside of that, if you guys have any specific type of videos you want me to react to, do me a favor, put those in the comment section. Peace.